This is Sean. I wanted to make this video in response to the whole Chick-fil-A controversy, the controversy surrounding the Family Research Council and their utterly idiotic proclamations about kids need to be kidnapped from homosexual couples, to there need to be criminal sanctions against homosexuality and its behavior, and all that bull. And I wanted to make this video because, we hear the same things over and over and over again from people like Caden Cowger, Rush Limbaugh, the FRC, Family Research Council, the people like Pat Robinson, the 700 Club, TBN, and and all this other stuff. All right. And all they're doing is just basing everything on stereotypes. They look at a group of people and they're like, oh, well, they're all like that. They're all promiscuous. They all practice dangerous sexual, or they have dangerous sexual habits. They'll never be happy because all they're doing is just chasing after a fulfillment that they could never naturally have. And things like that. Despite all the medical, and despite all the scientific, empirical evidence, statistical evidence that there is, and there is a lot. If you'll just look for it, there is a lot. And I have some links. You can watch the first two of my videos. But despite all this, they refuse, because of some biblical translations of some translations of some biblical verses, and because they are Bible literalists, they keep saying these things, and it's slanderous. It's they take half truth and perpetuate it as truth. They take lies and perpetuate it as truth. And it's dehumanizing. See, that's the nature of propaganda. The propaganda, people have learned that if you say the same things over and over and over and over again, you keep putting it out there, enough people will keep believing it. Right? That's the nature of propaganda. It's been used in Europe in the last century by many regimes, Russia, South America, it's in Africa, South Africa, and well before that. It was always, people learned a long time ago that if you kept doing that if you put the more stereotypes, or the more of the same stereotypes that you keep putting out there, that it essentially builds into an archetype. And an archetype would be opposed to what their archetype would be, or being religious and people of God, and and all that, as opposed to these depraved, mentally ill, pedophilic perverts, which is basically, that's what they're saying. And it's disgusting. It really is disgusting. That having been said, I want to say this. To all Christians, God gave us logic and reason. He gave us the faculty of reason to think with. if we don't use that, then what is the use of having it? That's it's a tool that God gave us to discern. See, there's a difference between judging and and discerning. When you discern something, you discern. You can, break it down and say, okay, this is this, and this is that, and this is this, and and all that. In judging, you're just like, oh, well, all this is this, and you don't bother breaking it down. See, judgment is the tool of stereotyping, and it's irrational. So if these people, you're seeing these people, and if these people aren't acting Christ-like, then why aren't you saying anything? Why do you continue to believe them? They take literal translations of verses that have been translated from one language into another, have been translated into the time that people translated the verses into whatever language or into whatever new edition. Those verses are translated into the time of that translator. Why do you keep believing these people? Faith is so much more deeper. I believe in intelligent design. I believe that there's a God. And I want to go to church and have a relationship, but it is people like this that are driving people away from faith, from belief in God. It is people like Pat Robinson. It is people like Cowger. It is people like Rush Limbaugh. It is, and so many other, the Family Research Council, Focus on the Family. It is all these people who are self-righteous, and you can tell that they're self-righteous because they're judgmental, and they're judgmental because they, instead of discerning, they judge, because their minds are so narrow and so stuck in seeing the world through their rigid, through that a rigid lens. And that is not faith at all. Not at all. It's certainly not the faith that I would say is Christ-like, because their actions don't show it. And, actions speak louder than words. If somebody's living something, that is the biggest example. You can talk all day long, and all you're going to do is you're going to have some people that'll listen to you, and then you have other, more likely you have a lot of people that just like, okay, yeah, well, whatever. When you have people talking at you, and that's what they do, they talk at you. They're not talking to you, at you. Stop listening to them. Search your heart. Learn about your Bible. To people who know people who are gay, try to be understanding. Please, try to be supportive. It is hard being a minority. It is hard, when almost the whole of society is geared towards one group of people, this majority of people. It is hard for minorities. It's hard in society because people do judge. People refuse to see the mountain of empirical and statistical evidence that shows that we were born gay. There's nothing we can help. We did not choose this. We didn't choose to become social outcasts or to be rejected by family or, to be put under, microscopes and to be judged. We didn't want that. I mean, who really does? So try to be supportive. It's very important. It's very important to understand that it's hard. In some places it is easy, but in a lot of places it is very, very hard. And if you are gay, especially if you're a teenager or a young adult, don't you ever, 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 ever let anybody tell you that you are mentally ill, that you're sick, that you chose to be gay. Don't let anybody humiliate you. Do not take this stuff in. Do not take, all this in. And if you are a teenager who is gay and Christian, don't listen to these people. Because let me tell all of you that, whether you're a teenager, adult, young adult, who hasn't come out yet, or a mid-age adult who hasn't come out yet, or just came out, whatever the case may be, you deserve to be happy. You deserve that because God made you the way that He made you. Or if you don't believe in God, you can say that nature did. Whatever the case may be, it was beyond your control, and you deserve to be happy. You deserve to be loved. So don't take all this negativity in. Now, I wanted to say that, to say all these things. This is a vent video, and I'm going to leave it off there. And I still haven't decided on the way that I'm going to do my other videos quite yet. I still haven't made up my mind. I start school Monday. Hey, I'm so happy. And so I will be busy, but I am going to try my level best to do at least one video every week, and to make it interesting, because I know I can get boring. Sorry. But until my next video, I wish everybody peace, love, and happiness. And